Welcome back to Wrestling Flash. If you are new, be sure to like and subscribe for more wrestling content. Without wasting any time, let's get into today's video. A lot of the backstage personnel are not in favor of Otis continuing as Mr. Money in the Bank. However, it is Vince McMahon who is Otis' biggest fan and wants to push the Heavy Machinery member. It has been reported that the reason why nothing was advertised on SmackDown was that there was a lot of chaos backstage and the show was being rewritten. The prime segment which caused these problems was the one involving Otis and his Money in the Bank briefcase. According to The Observer, the reason WWE didn't advertise anything for SmackDown until late was because they were rewriting the show just the day before. They also say the Otis trial is the reason for all the chaos and it was the top concern for the show. Triple H was also apparently brought in to help with the show. It will be interesting to see what WWE's final decision in regard to Otis is going to be and if he will continue to be the Money in the Bank holder or not. Bryan came back to the ring only a few years ago from his retirement to win the WWE Championship. However, it seems those were truly his last days. In the latest episode of Talking Smack, Bryan revealed he is going to retire after his current run on SmackDown. He would not be wrestling full-time after this. His WWE contract expires in fall next year, the People's Champ revealed. "I haven't said anything about this. But in my mind, this is kind of my last run. This is my last run as a full-time superstar." He added, "It's not really a scoop. I think you can feel it even in just the way I approach things and the way my mentality is as far as my view towards younger people and that kind of stuff." He reiterated that he is only helping the newer talents and pushing himself to the limit. Bryan had a meteoric rise to prominence. The wrestling world respects Bryan immensely. From starting as a nobody to becoming one of the company's faces, Bryan has achieved everything. He did everything out of his own capabilities. After becoming a multi-time world champion, Bryan was forced to retire in 2016. He cited concussions and post-concussion seizures as the main reason. However, he served as SmackDown's general manager and teamed up with Shane McMahon to run the brand. After more than 2 years of evaluations, reviews of his medical history, neurological and physical evaluations, Bryan was cleared by 3 external independent neurosurgeons, neurologists, concussion experts, and WWE's medical head to return to WWE in-ring competition in 2018. During his second run, he won the WWE Championship and turned heel. He also won the SmackDown Tag titles. He lost to AJ Styles at the finals of the Intercontinental title before taking a break. Bryan returned from the break after WWE Draft 2020 and was eager to work with the newer talent. He hinted at a potential rivalry with Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title on SmackDown. Brock Lesnar's WWE contract had come to an end at WrestleMania 36. The Beast incarnate has not been seen in WWE after losing the WWE Championship to the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre at the grandest stage of them all. There has been a lot of speculation surrounding Lesnar's future, as it is believed that both UFC and WWE want Lesnar to join them. It is believed that Vince McMahon is waiting for the live crowd to return before he makes an offer to Brock Lesnar. However, in a new update, former WWE champion Brock Lesnar may have signed a deal with UFC, even though it is probably just for a video game. Brock Lesnar has been added to the new EA Sports UFC 4 video game, so that means he must have made a deal with UFC or EA for the game. Had former UFC champion Brock Lesnar been under a WWE contract, he may not have been allowed to be part of UFC's roster in the game. WWE Hell in a Cell 2020 is all set to take place tonight from the WWE Thunderdome at the Amway Center in Orlando, Florida. The night will be special as 3 massive Hell in a Cell matches have been announced for the PPV. Ahead of WWE Hell in a Cell, PW Insider has reported that Drew McIntyre vs Randy Orton for the WWE Championship is said to be the main event of the night. It was earlier reported that the match between Bayley and Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Championship would be main eventing the show. In WWE, Plans always change on the go and nothing can be confirmed with certainty until it actually takes place. It will be interesting to see which of these two matches main events tonight's Hell in a Cell PPV. As of this video, only 5 matches have been announced for WWE Hell in a Cell, other than the WWE Championship and SmackDown Women's Championship match mentioned above. The Universal Championship will also be on the line with Roman Reigns defending the title against his cousin Jey Uso in the first ever I Quit Hell in a Cell match. The match has had a great build, and with the added consequence announced by the Tribal Chief, things are sure to get interesting. Other matches scheduled for the PPV are Otis defending his Money in the Bank contract in a match against The Miz, which could have some serious consequences on WWE programming going forward. The 5th and last match announced so far will see the returning Elias take on Jeff Hardy, whom he presumes was the culprit behind the car accident segment on SmackDown earlier this year. Other than that, former Universal Champion The Fiend Bray Wyatt has also teased making an appearance at WWE Hell in a Cell, which leads us to our next topic. The Fiend does not forget the ways in which he has been wrong thus far, and it is all too likely at that WWE Hell in a Cell, an event that seems custom-made for him. Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss will show up to exact revenge against Randy Orton, someone who once burned down the Wyatt compound. If you remember their epic rivalry from so many years ago, there's room for another rivalry to unfold after WWE Hell in a Cell. In a recent interview, Randy Orton was asked about facing The Fiend, and he was pretty confident that he will cross paths with The Fiend at some point. It is more likely that if Randy Orton captures the WWE Championship from Drew McIntyre, The Fiend will attack him for revenge. What do you think about this two facing each other again? Be sure to leave your comments below and subscribe for more wrestling content.